Do you think that in the year 2024, selling 4,200,000 cars enables BYD to just rest easy without worries? It does not. It was in 2025 when BYD's first car dropped my jaw because Hanayo, he's here. The most terrifying thing about this car is that the total power of the front and rear dual motors is nearly 1,100 horsepower. What kind of concept is this? If you calculate by power to weight ratio, it's even greater than the fastest accelerating model of Porsche now, the Porsche 911 Turbo S. You don't believe it? Comes with a rear badge of 2.7 seconds, check it out. Of course, compared to the power, the size of this car has also been upgraded. Its length has increased by 55 millimeters, width by 50 millimeters, and height by 10 millimeters. The wheelbase has also increased by 50 millimeters, but viewing it on site, it seems that the appearance size is not particularly different from the current Han. The biggest difference is in the front and rear design. The front design from this position looks this is a design found in many sports cars, including the current Xiaomi and Suzy, which enhances the overall impact of the car, creating a sort of forward tearing that through the air. Of course, with 1,100 horsepower, you can tear as long as you want. And from this angle at the car's rear, it looks a little unfinished. From this angle, when I pull it down, does it have a little bit of that taste? This position is the Han Lev model. And of course, we have other websites. Let's take a look at what I think is the coolest car at the entire venue today. BYD Han LDN. That Thousand Mountains green that all BYD fans really like. Do you remember? This car has just a little bit of that Thousand Mountains green vibe with an overall darkened look plus an ink green color scheme, very aggressive. The one just now was EV, this one is DN. Let's see what this DN's rear badge says. Do you see it? 3.9 seconds acceleration. Although compared to pure electric models, the acceleration isn't as strong for plug-in hybrids, 3.9 seconds is not a very important improvement. This plug-in model uses the DM 5.0 technology 1.5T hybrid turbocharged engine, and its electric range is within... There are 145 kilometers and 170 kilometers, two versions. So do you think this plug-in hybrid is cooler, or is that pure electric cooler? I've placed the interiors of both cars here for everyone to see because we're not allowed to go inside and film, so we can only show you the interior through the glass. Please excuse the possible poor image quality. But besides that, I've discovered a very interesting thing. Everyone knows that BYD's tires are generally from Jiatong. Many people have previously said that Jiatong saved Mr. Wang's life. So this time, you see the Prius has finally changed its tires, but with 1,100 horsepower and 245 width, can it hold up? Of course, today's event is the Dynasty Prosperity Conference. Besides the Han, the Tang will certainly not be absent. The Tang we see today is the Tang L.
VVDNA and DM.
Did Peanut come because there's still a big reveal hidden away? What impressed me most about this model is this spot, the fender. At the front of this position, there is a Z-shaped mark, somewhat similar to a Tang-style Z. There was a bit of pain, it's the feeling of Z9 and Z9 GT, but I think this Z logo, after being stretched, will be more on the whole SUV. Both have the same 1,100 horsepower and the same front and rear dual motors, but after all, this model is such a large SUV. Such a large object moving so fast would make anyone feel a bit burdened. So this model now has the fastest pure electric acceleration time. 3.9 seconds to accelerate here. So this model now also has a plug-in hybrid version. Although it is not present, we roughly know the data. This model's plug-in hybrid has 3 all-electric versions, one with 135 kilometers, 150 kilometers, and 165 kilometers. The motor part is the same model as the Han L. This is the general situation of the Tang L and Han L. This time what I can see is what BYD aims to achieve in the year 2025, which is equality. Before, we achieved configuration equality. So the first thing this year is to equalize power. Obviously needed tens of millions to buy a car with 1,100 horsepower, but now it certainly won't cost that much. The second thing I think is the drivetrain parity. I've heard that the Seagull from the drivetrain has already been listed by the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology. So in the future, you might be able to buy a highly powerful car at a very affordable price with great control and a strong cockpit, plus many features. Just thinking about it is very exciting. So between these two new cars, the Han L and Tang L, which one are you more looking forward to? What do you think would be the appropriate